Rikkezo Makuyu Ililonga, also known as Rikki Ililonga, was born on February 9, 1949 in Zambezi, at the time known as Valu Valley. His father was a medical officer who traveled a lot setting up clinics around the country. He describes his childhood as pretty sheltered. He remembers the only entertainment being the saucepan radio, but he was also influenced by Makishi music, from the drumming to the dancing. He started playing music for fun, but eventually became serious and had full support from his parents. His very first guitar was gifted to him by his father. Ililonga graduated from a political leadership course at Syracuse University in America, a course which was sponsored by UNIP. He was a member of the party, and he also belonged to the Zambia Youth Services, a precursor of the Zambia National Services. He abandoned what could have been a lucrative political career for music. On returning to Zambia, Ililonga linked up with several musicians, and they chose the band name Mosiotunya, which translates to the smoke that thunders. As a guitarist and singer, Ililonga released music on 7-inch through a record label in Kenya. And the defining moment came after seeing Ghanaian band Osibisa, who Ililonga says were singing in their own tongue and not trying to sound like anybody else. Ililonga had a day job, but he quickly saw that what he was being paid was nothing compared to the amount he would make during the weekend playing in his band. And so he quit doing the same mundane things in favor of the music career. The band was playing in the early to mid-70s, like most of the bands for the miners in the taverns, which were on the Copper Belt. Eventually, hotels then started employing musicians for their diners and entertainment. With a strong musical identity, the band released the LP Wings of Africa in 1975, on which there's a diverse sound equally influenced by Afrobeat as it is by Deep Purple. This LP's release came at the time that Zambian radio stations, also in 1975, were mandated by Zambia's first Republican president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, who passed a cultural edict that 90% of the music played on national radio should be Zambian. The unprecedented level of radio play not only gave Ililonga the idea to explore a new musical genre that was to become known as Zamrock. Additionally, this brought mainstream notoriety for him in his country and propelled his band Mosiotunya into having an intense yet short-lived success playing to local crowds in Zambia. Later in life, he recorded an anti-HIV/AIDS LP with the first Zambian president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, with whom he was close friends, and they called it We Shall Fight. Other aspects of his musical repertoire garnered a different kind of social-political attention. The song Shabin Queen was considered overtly sexual, and the track Olemekedza got criticized for being politically driven. In the mid to late 1970s, after the initial release of the first LP, Now Going Solo, Ililonga released a geographically titled LP, Zambia, featuring a blend of Kalindula music and rock songs, including Shabin Queen, which is also easily seen as a totem sound picked up by bands by the British indie music scene like Oasis and the Charlatans. Rikki won the Makumbi Song Festival Award on the 14th of April 1976, where he did a rendition of the winning song to the audience and judges before they presented the prize at the Intercontinental Hotel. Today, Ililonga lives and chatters between his adopted home of Denmark and Zambia.